Hello and welcome back, YouTube. It's 5:16 p.m. Still Sunday, July 9th, 2023, and quite a bit has happened since I got home. So fixated on getting my equipment out. And of course, I worked on that a bit of a time as I made space for the equipment and as I handled some other stuff, including but not limited to feeding the cats. And Sambo gets so pushy. He never used to be like that. He used to be so timid and quiet and had this feeble little meow. Like now he's kind of a shithead. Really is. I mean, yeah, heard you the fifth time. Food's coming. You could just fuck off over there with the other cat. That'd be great. But yeah, I got the cats fed and handled some other stuff. Ate my last burrito. You know, I never did finish saying what all happened at Del Taco. Not that it was such a big deal, but I ended up using the coupon because I couldn't use a coupon for breakfast. So I ended up using. I'm like, ooh, all right, I'm gonna have to sit back down and play with the app. That sucks. And again, like trying to be nice to the. I'm not taking it out on the cashier. The cashier that I had today was actually exceptional. He really was. It's not his fault that Del Taco has a policy where they have a day-parted menu. Not fond of that, but I mean, it is what it is. It's not his fault. Also not his fault that the programmers of the app haven't programmed that day parting into it and will allow you to create to generate a QR code to show a cashier for an item that you can't purchase. That's not his fault either. But it did create a situation where he's ready to take my order, and I'm like, ooh, I gotta go back and because I know it's gonna be tedious on the app. I'm not gonna sit there and waste his time, while I'm trying to do that. I mean, I'm not even sure how to get back to that part of the app. The app is not, at least to me, is not particularly user friendly. So yeah, I'm going to go back and sit down and find another coupon. I found one that looked, and I'm not even looking at all of them. I'm just kind of scrolling to the first one that's like looks like a good deal. It's like, yeah, okay, that works with me. I mean, my goal is to basically get enough food that's going to fill me up and spend around $5, maybe a little bit less. That's my goal. I'm pretty simple like that. I mean, if I can get out spending even less than that, then better. But that's kind of the goal, to keep each meal. Ooh, that is not. I don't know if y'all saw that on the left side, but it's like somebody's broke down on the other side, like right where the 143 ends there, where there is no shoulder blocking the right lane. That is not a good place to be stuck. Hopefully people are paying attention and nobody rear ends him. But I see a whole lot of drivers not paying attention when I drive that stretch road there. So I go back up and I end up getting this coupon for some kind of a chicken taco, whatever it was really, really good. Some kind of a chicken taco with the $3 purchase. And so I double check, and usually what I get if I'm not using any kind of coupons or deals or app, I mean, I've got several things that I get, but if I'm really, really trying to be low budget, and I generally get the bean and cheese burritos, which I got the option of getting with the red and green sauce. I always get the green sauce. The Del Taco green sauce is really, really good. And Taco Bell no longer has a green sauce, so yeah, I've got to get my green sauce over at Del Taco. So I ordered 2 of those, and I looked at that, and they were like $1.60 now. Those things used to be 99 cents, but I digress. They're still one of the best deals going, so it just frustrates me just how ridiculously prices are going up right now, because my income ain't going up. In fact, my income has gone down dramatically. At least I got sort of an income right now. I mean, not really. I don't have any kind of stable job, but I got 2 days scheduled coming up for HelloFresh through Manolo. And I believe as far as I know, next Saturday, granted, I could get a call from Joyce at any time saying, yeah, I heard this about you, so, yeah, don't come back next week. And that call could come. It wouldn't shock me if it did. But knock on plastic, I got a karaoke gig next Saturday at Royal Lounge. course, I still have yet to get paid for that. And all I got was kind of a 4-letter email telling me that they need to verify the shift with the requester. Y'all need to communicate better, because that was fucking over Wednesday morning. And they sent me emails on Saturday about something that happened Wednesday morning. That shit should have been resolved by Wednesday evening. So yeah, I ordered the taco. It was kind of funny when he asked about it. He's like, do you want... There was like 3 different sauces, and one of them was habanero, which I know is going to be a little too spicy. Most likely going to be too spicy for me. And the other one, I forget what it was, but it, was some kind of spicy thing. And the other one was ranch. And I was like, ranch on a taco? What kind of white people shit is that? Gross. Which, and the cashier was Hispanic, so he got a good laugh out of that. But seriously, I don't really like ranch on anything. Carrot sticks sometimes, but generally speaking, like I don't. If my only option for salad dressing is ranch, I'll usually opt not to get a salad because just yuck. Not fond of ranch. I don't understand how that. When and how that became the default salad dressing, because when I was younger, the default salad dressing was usually Italian, which is basically like a vinegar and oil with some seasonings in it. That used to be if you didn't ask for a specific salad dressing, what you got. Nowadays, it's just ranch, which is like semen with dirt in it. It's just gross. So yeah, I ordered with one of the other sauces. It was good. But somehow I ended up getting 2 of them. So my plan was to pay for the 2 cheap little burritos, get over that $3 barrier, and then get this fancy chicken taco free. And I ended up paying for one of those at full price. That wasn't the plan. And I didn't even realize it until after I sat down and wait a minute, did I sit down? No, I didn't eat. I ate in the car. I remember now I was eating while I was vlogging. I'm so classy here. But I did have to sit while they were preparing my order. And he asked, I appreciated, this is something I appreciate in a cashier these days, actually asked if I wanted a receipt. So many of them don't give you the receipt. And then if they don't give you the receipt and you have to ask for it, the one that they reprint doesn't have the survey that gets you $1 off, which is kind of shitty. Whatever happened to the thing where they used to have a thing at Taco Bell where there was a phone number posted in the drive-thru that said, hey, if you ever don't receive a receipt, call this phone number and get a free meal. And now it's just like, more often than not, if you don't ask for a receipt, you don't get one. Now look at this guy. What's up with that? He's sitting clear back there, and look how much space there is between him and the I believe that's an ambulance in front of him. Like, what? I don't see that driving issue as much as other things, but I see that way more than I should. Like, seriously, there's enough room for 2 cars in front of him. In fact, no, light's changing. I could have totally moved. I could have totally rolled in front of him. I totally could have. I don't know. Maybe he's keeping a distance behind because there's flashing lights on the ambulance. I can sort of see that. Anyway, freaking weird. So yeah, when I got my order, I looked in the bag and I saw there was an extra. I saw there's 2 burritos and then 2 tacos, and I was like, "Is there an extra taco in here?" And at that point, I looked at the receipt to see if maybe I was getting hooked up. Because hey, sometimes I get hooked up. Sometimes I accidentally make more and they give it to me, and I never wanted to complain about that. Thank you. Thanks for the extra food. And usually I'm not one to say anything about that because I'm not wanting anybody to get in trouble or for them to go, oh, you gotta give that back. You gave me a taco, man. That's mine. My taco now. But yeah, I looked at the receipt and I could have sworn, maybe it's the way I asked for it. Maybe I just was confusing in the way I asked for it. But I'm figuring ultimately my bad because he did hand me a receipt. And I should have immediately looked at that receipt and been like, whoa, dude, I only wanted 1 free taco with the coupon. I didn't want to pay for one of those. But whatever. I paid for it. I ate it. It was freaking delicious. Why was I thinking about Del Taco again? Because when I got back home, I ended up with 1 burrito that I didn't eat that I brought with me and it put in. And so I ate it once I came inside before I started moving and hauling all my equipment. I should probably get to more relevant things than Del Taco. Like, what am I doing and where am I going? I'm headed down to the Andre house because I'm starting to get hungry again, and that's a free meal. But most importantly, because I got a call from my daughter that they released her from the hospital. She had actually called me earlier about that when I was at Priscilla's place as I was getting ready to go to the bar to pick up my stuff. She said, well, can you come down here and advocate on my behalf and tell them that I shouldn't be released? And I'm like, you're an adult now. You know, it's not like you're 17 and it's my decision. And she's like, well, you could help. And I'm like, maybe I could, maybe I couldn't. But, you know, I mean, she's an adult now. She's 21. She needs to stand up for herself on that. But I told her, it's like, you know, that's the system now. Hospitals are all corporate. They're all profit driven. And their goal is to get rid of you as quickly as possible. All right, so there's no parking here after 6 p.m. and it's 5:26, so obviously I need to find somewhere else to park. Last time I had dinner with Allison at Andre House, I ended up having to bolt when I would have probably ate a little more because I needed to get over here and make sure that my car didn't get towed. Because, if my car got impounded, that would pretty much fuck my life. Oh, and on that note, I'm reasonably sure that Allison's car has been impounded, but she doesn't seem to be interested in doing anything to follow up on it, and I certainly don't have any money to get it back. So, wow. Looks like all the on-street parking on this block is full. I mean, I guess I could have squeezed in there, but I want a spot that's shadier than that. Go up to the next block. It's an interesting place to park a scooter. Not an awful place, though. Somebody parked one Friday night when I was over at the Wander Inn. Somebody parked it square in the middle of a car parking spot. I thought that was awesome. Like, whatever, that's a vehicle. You can park there. You can find another parking spot a little farther away if you're driving. This looks like that looks like that'll scratch the shit out of the top of my car. At first it seemed like a good spot until I realized how low those branches were hanging, and then suddenly that's like a good idea. I may as well keep running video on the way into the zone. If you're hoping you're going to get some fun, hey, look at the homeless encampment footage. I've already done more than enough of that in the last couple of weeks. I'm probably going to stop get near tents and stuff. At least until I notice that there's been some notable changes in things. Because I do come down here pretty regularly, and the last thing I need is hostility from people, because I'm the guy with the camera. So, of course, they all have cameras. Most of them are getting free Obamaphones, but, you know, I'm the one walking around with it. Wow, never noticed that house before. Actually looks like a duplex. That looks like a new build. Nice. 116 North. I believe I'm on 11th Street, or maybe 10th Street. Not 100% sure, but wow, I like the architecture of that. That's really nice, and it's nice to see duplexes. You know, I don't see a lot of duplexes these days. So, of course, it little sad to think of what kind of historic house got leveled to make it, but there does come a point where just an old house is just not. It's just not financially feasible to restore it, and it's sad when houses get to that point. An interesting parking garage. PLEA, that's the Police Officers Union, I think. This is, in fact, I think right here, this looks like the spot. Right on this little side here is where that shit went down with, I think his name is Ronald McDonald. Can't make crazy shit like that up. I think the guy's name is Ronald McDonald, the guy that the police assaulted about 9 months ago, that's been making the news. And Yeah, I'll try. I've mentioned it every time I come down here. I've been mentioning it quite a bit lately, but I'll try to remember to link it into the description. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's alarming, and Phoenix police need to really stop doing that bullshit. So yeah, I am on 11th Avenue, and one of my vlogs recently, I was talking about how this would be some nice pedestrian infrastructure if it wasn't for this gate, and this is the first time I've been on this side of the gate. But here you can see we got just a tall, fence with spiky metal spikies on the top. Now, of course, there is a fire lane, so gotta make sure that the fire department can get in. So we got a fire lane here, so it's still functionally a street for the fire department. But yeah, spikes there to stop what would otherwise be a nice block of pedestrianized street going through to Jefferson. Between the State of Arizona parking garage and I believe this is the Natural Resources building. That's on my left here. Speaking of government offices, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in any of my vlogs. I might have real briefly mentioned it, but last Thursday, I went in for karaoke over at Newtown. Mostly because I just wanted to see Michael. I wanted to talk to Michael. I've been trying to touch base with him since I was there 2 weeks before, and just basically cried in his arms because I just felt like the whole world was ending, and I was ready to pretty much end my time on it. And ended up leaving before I could even really talk to him. So I've been trying to catch up with him. I finally did. And we had a pretty good conversation. But where he recommended that I apply for work is with the county. I'm like, we have someone I should talk to? He goes, just go to their website, maricopacounty.gov. And now there'll be a link right there. It says jobs. And I actually did that the next day. And I'm trying to remember what I was doing. I don't remember what I was doing when I finally browsed that website. But I went through every single job listing on maricopa.gov. And I did not see one single position offered that I felt I was even remotely qualified for. The closest one that I saw that I was kind of a maybe, but again, I'm thinking I'll probably get held back due to background check, is, and I did tell him about, how I have issues with background checks. I think that guy's oh no, he's delivering pizza. He's delivering Domino's pizza. I gotta let him go. Yeah, I didn't see anything. The only one I thought that I was maybe qualified would be to work in the food factory, and down by the Lower Buckeye Jail. And that just seemed crazy ironic to me. That's where I worked as an inmate while I was in the Maricopa County Jail. And I can't help but think that probably disqualifies me for working there. But the thought of working in that environment even though I wouldn't be a CO, I would be kind of looking like a CO. And yeah, the thought of that is just not appealing whatsoever. I'm going to Andre House and I'm 1 block over, although I guess this kind of works, as 11th Avenue doesn't go through. As you can see, 12th Avenue is still lined with many, many, many tents between here and the Garcia Welcome Center. Hey, look, it's an electric vehicle. I don't know what job he thought I would do, and he was suggesting working at the court. And I did see some clerical courthouse positions that I thought I might do okay with, but all of them required a college degree or 2 years of experience in clerical jobs and that kind of stuff. And I just, while I'm actually really good at organizing legal papers and doing legal research and doing paralegal stuff, and I've done a lot of it on my own and helping other people, I don't have any professional experience at it, nor do I have any degrees. I have a GED. So I don't know if it's worth talking to Michael about that at a later time, but probably not. Anyway, back to my daughter. She got released from the hospital. That's the second call I got from her. And her friend, who she's been rolling around with, and I'll talk more about him later, because I talked to him a little bit. He dropped her off at the Human Services campus. She's wanting to go get dinner at what? Oh, that's probably her calling right now.